Coming up, powerful winds leave damage in one Bell County community, leaving officials scrambling to clean up before 4th of July celebrations. And members of one community are helping out one of their own who recently lost everything in a fire. And just days after a major coal company files for bankruptcy, employees are saying their last paycheck has bounced.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and happy 4th of July. The time is just about 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, a lot of people crossing their fingers like we've been talking about, hoping it stays dry tonight.
Yes, they are. And we're going to continue to see that hope for today. And even I'm crossing my fingers on both hands and even my toes to try to keep that from happening today. So let's take a look, see what's going on right now this morning. And we see on America's birthday here that things are pretty foggy outside the WYMT studios in Hazard this morning. Also across the region, you see there low visibility across everywhere from basically Pikeville to Williamsburg, Moorhead to Jonesville, lots of places with close to zero visibility or zero visibility. Live pinpoint Doppler radar not too active yet. We will see those chances for scattered showers and storms around again today. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, close to 70 this morning. If you're planning out your day, make sure that you kind of keep the sunscreen handy for the first part of it, because you'll need it if you're going to be outside for a lot of events, and then temperatures will climb as we head deeper into the afternoon with those rain chances going up as well. I'll have the full forecast coming up here in a few minutes. Connor?
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Cleaning up. That's what officials will be doing in downtown Pineville later this morning. Strong storms rolled through the area yesterday, bringing down trees and damaging buildings. WYMT's Emily Bennett has more from Bell County.
It was a quiet afternoon in Pineville until
we heard a large boom, like a transformer or something blew, and we started getting calls of one of the area businesses had a roof blow off.
They looked out the window at City Hall and saw everything blowing through the parking lot.
I first thought that it had to be a tornado coming through. I mean, it was so fast. It was chaos.
The storm damaged several vehicles, including city and personal trucks. A mobile home behind City Hall was destroyed. A local business also lost its roof.
I really couldn't put a value on it. It's going to be very significant damage to personal property and city property.
Pineville police officers responded immediately.
They all came in off duty and took care of all the residents in town, did wellness checks on everyone that could have been affected.
City workers started clearing the downed trees after the storm blew through.
They're going to be out working throughout the night. Periodically, they may take breaks to do other stuff due to damage in other parts of the city. But I would say it's going to be a couple-day event.
But they will not let it put a damper on their 4th of July celebrations. In Bell County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Pineville had to cancel the 4th of July festival they had planned last night, but the fireworks show went on as planned. Now, a pool party and cookout will take place today. And it has been almost 1 week since a former Leslie County teacher's home burned to the ground. June Begley's home caught fire early in the morning on June 27th. She lost everything in the fire. Now her church and the community she served as a school teacher for years are stepping up to help replace what was lost.
At a time like this, you can see who your real friends and who really loves you. And she told me they was some people that she was never expecting to just step up and, just show the love to her.
We have ways you can donate on our website, WYMT.com. And hundreds of officers and 9/11 responders and family members lined up outside the Immaculate Conception Church in New York City to say goodbye to Lou Alvarez yesterday. Alvarez spent months working on the pile searching for victims at Ground Zero. His stage 4 colorectal cancer was linked to his exposure to deadly toxins that were released after the towers collapsed. Last month, he joined Jon Stewart to plead with lawmakers in Washington to permanently fund the September 11th compensation fund.
All throughout his remarkable life, Lou just wanted to do what's right, and he desperately wanted others, particularly those in positions of great power, to follow suit.
The bill is expected to have a full House vote in late July. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was given Alvarez's NYPD badge after meeting with 9/11 first responders. He promised a Senate vote this summer. And today marks 6 months since a Madison County mother went missing. Savannah Spurlock was last seen leaving a bar with 3 men in January. The family is still searching for answers, and they've brought in a private investigator to help. That investigator told us earlier this week he plans to knock on doors and comb social media looking for clues. There's a reward for information in the case. And state police are releasing information on the number of deaths on Kentucky roadways, and unfortunately, we're ahead of schedule. Hillary Thornton has talked with police about what this means for officers ahead of one of the busiest travel days of the year.
Just one of the worst nightmares for a first responder.
Unfortunately, our area is seeing multiple deadly crashes just this week. They are scenes that no first responder wants to work. Now, on the eve of 4th of July, Kentucky State Police are participating in a national effort to increase enforcement during the holiday weekend, hoping to prevent tragedies from happening as more people are out on the roads looking for distracted driving, aggressive driving, speeding, and impairment.
Of course, people consume quite a bit of alcohol during the celebrations, and that's one of our biggest concerns out there.
This increased holiday enforcement by state police is coming as the number of traffic fatalities throughout the state is trending upwards.
We are up 16 fatal car accidents at this point over where we were last year.
Troopers say the warmer weather and the heavy travel season contributes to the uptick. They say they know the trouble spots in their communities. They also know what it is like when those spots turn into the scene of an investigation.
To be the one showing up at the front door to let somebody know that their loved one, through either actions of their own or through the negligent actions of somebody else, has caused them to lose their life.
Hoping their enforcement efforts out on the roadways can prevent those tragedies.
We hope that people understand when they get that speeding ticket, they get that seatbelt ticket, they get that child restraint ticket, every one of those is intended to save a life.
In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
State police encourage folks who will be out and about this holiday weekend to allow yourself plenty of time and to remember the phrase, arrive alive. Now, we're following some breaking news this morning in Rockcastle County. Officials are on the scene of a deadly crash on Interstate 75 near the 68-mile marker. The crash is in the northbound lanes and the slow lane is closed right now. The coroner tells our sister station, WKYT, the victim is a woman. This is a developing story and we will have updates as we get them. And first responders continue to monitor the scene of a devastating fire at a major bourbon warehouse facility in central Kentucky. This video from the air shows the Jim Beam aging facility in Versailles. The warehouse caught fire around 11:30 Tuesday night. Now, the fire started in one warehouse before spreading to another. And a federal judge approves a $5 million lifeline to help one of the country's largest coal producers navigate bankruptcy on the condition that its CEO step down. Court documents say the financing will go toward providing security and personnel to extinguish fires at Black Jewel LLC's mines as it determines the next steps. The agreement requires CEO Jeff Hoops to resign. Meanwhile, those working in the Harlan County mines owned by Black Jewel have had all their money from their last check disappear. One woman we talked to said $3,000 vanished from her account Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Everyone that works, I guess, in all of the Harlan Black Jewel Revelation mines, it's happened. Because there's a mine up in Cumberland, and those guys are complaining. And then one of the other mines that's next door to them, up above Everett's, they're complaining too.
Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley called the situation reprehensible and says these miners deserve an explanation and deserve to be paid for the work they performed. We also learned that Cambrian Holding Company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy last month. The company operates several mines in eastern Kentucky. According to court documents, the company is listed as nearly $21 million in debt, including more than $2 million with Wayne Supply and more than $1 million to AEP. And the Navy SEAL acquitted in the murder of a 12-year-old ISIS detainee has been sentenced on charges related to posing with that detainee's corpse. The jury cut Navy SEAL team leader Chief Eddie Gallagher's rank in the Navy, which will reduce his pension. They also ordered he forfeit more than $2,500 a month for 4 months, but received a credit for 2 months. His lawyers say they're going to fight the sentence.
He's put 20 years of his life, the best years of his life, into the Navy, and then this affects what his retirement paycheck is going to be in benefits for the rest of his life.
Gallagher's case gained recognition in the national spotlight after President Trump tweeted about possibly granting him a pardon and also helped him get, quote, less restrictive confinement. And a Southwest Virginia doctor is facing drug charges this morning. Dr. Raymond Moore from Wise was arrested Wednesday morning. Investigators accused Moore of obtaining various prescription drugs through fraud, forgery, and deception. Police found those drugs during a raid of his home and office. Moore faces a number of charges.
Foggy conditions once again to start the morning, and again those chances for scattered showers and storms this afternoon. Let's take a look at the Mountain Parkway right now in Powell County up near Slade. Some fog up there. Be careful of that this morning up on top of Whitesburg Mountain, Pine Mountain there on US 119. Things fairly quiet for now, but some rain overnight. Those roads still drying out. Visibility is rough pretty much everywhere. Zero visibility. Moorhead, Pikeville, Williamsburg, and Jonesville. Less than a mile in a lot of locations. And remember, anything less than 5 miles, very dense fog. We're looking again at live pinpoint Doppler radar. Clear for now, and we'll see those temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, 70. The only degree reading there, only 70-degree reading rather, in Moorhead right now. 12-hour planner. Similar to yesterday, those chances for scattered showers and storms in the heat of the day this afternoon. We'll get it only up to about 85 today, so a little cooler than it has been the last few days. Connor?
All right, thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, we talk to one Central Kentucky man who has some very unusual eating habits.